morning! My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California, and this is going to be a comedy/informative video. Hold on. Now, the time is 10:08 a.m. and I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Anyways, now, I just got done checking my morning tweets and on my Twitter account, and which is already hacked. I'll get to that possibly later in this video, or I will make another video concerning this subject matter at a later date. Anyways, my name is Leslie Williams, and the reason why I keep repeating my name is because I made so many videos, and at the beginning of each video, I always say this is Leslie Williams. So it's almost like when I go to segue into another thought, it just boom pops right out. What are you doing right now? Right now, this very second. You're not picking your nose, are you? And no farting allowed. Hold on. Now, I just got done doing checking my emails and watching my birdie. Anyways, I just got done checking all my emails, my tweets on my Twitter account, and which is totally, completely hacked. And so what I'm going to do while I'm talking to you and making this comedy video, I'm going to situate my napkins so I can use them for face wipes. Now, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, fellow Californians, and so on and so forth. My name is Leslie Williams, and what I'm gonna do is prop this video up so it can see me in a better... Anyways, so today's date is August 4th, 2014. It really is. I can't believe how fast July went by. Anyways, so excuse my burping. The reason why I make comedy videos, in part, is in order to be able, I make them and then publish them. The motive behind it is in order to, excuse me, I just had some, check out what I bought yesterday. Now, I have a feeling that there's milk involved in this situation, okay, which I'm allergic to because I'm lactose intolerant, but I couldn't find any of these that don't have lactose in it. So I'm going to drink one a night, and I woke up this morning feeling the effects, trust me. But the little bit of suffering is okay because the benefit of drinking these is better. That's right. So I have a feeling that I'm burping because of the gas from the lactose. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyways, I feel like a total jerk forgetting that officer's name in Escondido. She's being laid to rest today, and I sent quite a bit of tweets concerning her precious soul today, and I do humbly apologize and sincerely apologize that I forgot her name. It's not intentional, trust me, but I did want to bring it up. She's being laid to rest today, and I'm not good with names because I got dyslexia. Anyways, so I prayed for the comfort of her family, friends, and fellow co-workers, that they might find some comfort and peace through God pertaining to their personal loss. I think it's important that we honor all good police officers, especially when one is fallen, because it gives us a reminder about how bad things can happen to good people, you know, and trust me, I know all about it. So anyways, maybe we can keep, and I do feel like a complete jerk. Let me just boot up my phone so I can get her name again, because I don't feel right bringing up the subject matter without knowing her name. So while my phone is booting up, I'm going to get back to a silly comical moment briefly. Anyways, so my latest endeavor, which I'll probably not be able to get to right away, is to figure out the mathematical equation of a burp. It's going to be very hard because burps have mass, gas, and velocity. But since each burp is different, how am I going to capture a burp in real time in order to be able to figure out the mathematical variables involved in it? No two burps are alike, baby cakes. Alright, the phone's booting up. In fact, if any police officers are watching this, the uncorrupted ones, the corrupted ones, the only thing I can say to them is, I sincerely hope you repent. Anyways, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow Californians, fellow La Jollans, and so on and so forth. Basically, this video is being made for the human family, no matter what country you're in. Please go to YouTube and type in, "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Gang Stalking of Police Officers." Hold on. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that into the light pertaining to including it in this video is because I'm an activist. Okay, I'm going to be serious for a moment. It's because I'm an activist. And, when you look at that video, make sure you definitely look in the description of that YouTube video. In fact, this officer that was slain by her skanked out, freaked out, was either a husband or a boyfriend. She was from Escondido, and Escondido, from, if memory is serving me correctly, is in Riverside. Well, the Hemet police, some Hemet police officers that worked for the gang squad were gang stalked. And so I put some cooperating material in the description of that YouTube video, about that, about the news articles pertaining to the Hemet police gang squad being gang stalked. So uncorrupted police officers can educate themselves. So uncorrupted police officers could educate themselves in order to protect themselves, because the uncorrupted, honest ones, the ones that just want to do good for our community, they need to be aware of the expeditions of gang stalking, which can also be termed as organized stalking, and the technological resources that these wild, filthy criminal whores have in their possessions. And make no mistake about it, these people will kill a police officer in a second. So what I'm doing, is trying my best. I'm an activist concerning organized stalking and gang stalking in reference to its crime. Now, there are syndicated police officers that are involved in these crime syndicates. Those are the ones who deserve to be exposed for what they are. That's right. But when it comes to the uncorrupted, unsyndicated police officers, their lives are put at risk as a result of them working with, whether they are aware that these other police officers that work in their department might be connected to these syndicates or not. Their lives are put at risk, and their employment descriptions are already dangerous enough as it is. So as a result of you YouTubing Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Gang Stalking of Police Officers, you will also run across other videos showing me exposing the San Diego Police Department. So I don't want people, whether you're a police officer or not, to get the wrong impression. I don't want them to think that I have a problem with police. Not at all. In fact, my father was Chief MP to General Curtis LeMay, okay? And I wanted to be a police officer throughout most of my young adult life, okay? And I couldn't because of my learning disabilities and other reasons. But the point I'm trying to make is that I don't have a problem with police at all, not one bit. Okay, I advocate for veterans, the elderly, the disabled, children. I'm an activist concerning human trafficking. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever, and I'm definitely not mentally ill. But what I try to do is expose the factual realities concerning these heinous, horrific criminal expeditions. You can go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to see that there are uncorrupted police officers out there, because there's an actual Lieutenant Larry Richards exposing it. Okay? Now, when we have organized stalking and gang stalking being these expeditions, how corrupted police officers can participate in them, they're not only obviously being used to in a cooperating relationship pertaining to what they do against the target, but they were also putting their fellow officers at risk as well. Because if any uncorrupted a police officer accidentally overhears something, or accidentally sees something, whether they're aware of what they're seeing or hearing is crime or not. Because you can see something or hear something and not put it together in your mind that what's going on here. But if it is observed that these uncorrupted police officers are either seeing or hearing it, they can be flagged and tagged by these criminals that work within police departments, okay? Because their whole goal is to make sure that they stay protected at all costs. And so they just look at it as a threat assessment. And so they will literally target a police officer just because he heard something that he doesn't even realize what he heard. So basically, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. So let me go to Google right now and type that in. I sent some tweets concerning the memorial service, and I'm not tooting my own horn concerning it. Of course not. What I'm doing is paying my respects. And even when Jeremy Henwood, a San Diego police officer, when he died, I had only been in San Diego 2 days, a day or two when he died. And I actually went to that memorial service. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, hold on, Escondido police officer killed. How's this? But I tell you, this voice search thing does not work. Okay, hold on. Laura Perez. Okay, is her name. It's a beautiful name too, Laura. I've always liked that name. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, there's a manifesto that's on the internet right now. Hold on. You can find it by going to YouTube. I'm sorry, you can find it by going to Google and typing in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. And after careful deliberations, not only of me, but of many extremely educated and experienced organized stalking, gang stalking targets, and journalists who cover these criminal realities, we have all come to the same conclusion that this is a manifesto that was actually written by a manager of gang stalking. And if you thoroughly read that, you will discover that the woman who wrote it, it appears to be a woman, is even still being targeted herself. A lot of organized stalking, gang stalking targets can actually be turned into perps as a result of them being used, okay, by the syndicate who has destroyed every aspect of their lives. But when you bring up that manifesto, you'll clearly be able to see that these individuals believe that they are above the police, that they're even responsible for getting the right mayors elected. That right there should tell you, baby cakes, that they are in the government, okay? And you know, so when you look at that YouTube video, Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Gang Stalking of Police Officers, I made that video because we as people, as human beings, we need to keep, and as targets, we need to keep our perspective about who could possibly be a real syndicated police officer and who could be one that's just being used, okay? And what's going to happen to him or her as a result of that person being used. So, in memory of Laura Perez, I expose these criminal realities. So individuals, whether you're an uncorrupted police officer or not, can investigate these criminal realities thoroughly. Okay? So you can make informed decisions about how to protect your back, your family, your friends, and your coworkers. Now, getting back to my comical moments, because this is in part a comical video. Right now what I'm doing is I'm taking 3 of these, oh, and by the way, I am still being gang stalked and overtly harassed by MTS bus drivers in San Diego. One of them gave me the finger yesterday. This right here is 3 napkins, okay? Okay? And what I do is I take all 3 and I put them on top of each other, and then I fold them like this. I'll show you in a second. And I do this, as you can see, I'm hiking in California, San Diego. And the homelessness you see me in right now was literally created because of the gang stalking. They literally stole my mail. Rent that was mailed, certified mail, return receipt. Google it. Mail theft, the mail delayment, and postal workers to gang stalking. So, what I do is what I do is I fold these kinds of napkins, and then I put them in a deli bowl that you can get from the deli. This water has gotten a little bit, because I washed my arms last night when I got inside the tent. Now, I use these bowls from a deli, okay, to put water in, and then what I do is I put the napkins inside the bowl, squish them in to get it soaked with water, and then I wash my face and my physical integrity. Because that's what I do. Itty bitty boo. How's your day going? See, in my comical videos, okay, remember this is a comical / informative video, okay, in my comical moments, it is my goal to even to act as goofy and as silly as humanly possible, even using props like my hat. If I can put my hat on to where it looks really goofy, it'll put a smile on that face, and that's my intention, baby cakes. So, this right here has got this cost me $7. $7 for 6 of these. Can you believe that? So, you know, it's gotten to the point now to where you can't even afford to eat healthy, because everything that's healthy, or at least close to it, okay, is expensive as heck. And so by the time you get done stressing out about the money that you spent in order to eat stuff that's healthy, your immune system has become affected from the stress, which will pretty much counterbalance and take away from all the, in other words, stressing out about eating healthy, okay, can affect the immune system. So it's almost like defeating the purpose. But I give it a shot anyways, on occasion. I take my allergy pills every day, which has become a habit, and I also take vitamin C too. That's right. You always got to make sure that you provide the mind and the body with proper nutrition. Anyways, so I'm in San Diego. I live in La Jolla. Yes, I do. Itty bitty boo. So what are you doing right now, this very second? You know what? The other day I read a tweet. You wouldn't believe the tweet I read. It literally said, if you put a lighter up to your butt when you fart, do you think it'll explode? I literally read a tweet that said that, literally. Alright, baby cakes. Anyways, check it out. Fellow American citizens, actually, this following statement is being made to educate the human family that is watching this video. Please press the like button on this video. Leave a kind comment if you had the time to do so. Please say a prayer for my safety, since I'm an organized stalking, gang stalking target, and which I have undisputable proof that I am. In fact, go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on an MTS Bus." Then go to Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes How MTS Assault Video is Altered." Check it out! Check it out! That's the 4th assault that I have endured as a result of whistleblowing. The last one just occurred on July 9th, 2014, and today's date is August 4th, 2014. So it hasn't even been a month. That's right. And it occurred right at this area. That's right. My name is Leslie Williams. It really, really is. Hang on. I'm having an underwear problem this morning. But don't tell nobody. Oh. Did you hear about that skank that got online and set up a bogus fundraising? Some skank got online. Criminal whore. Got online and set up a fake bogus fundraising site for the supposedly for the family. Well, I mean for the he was pretending to be legitimate, and so he set up this fake fundraising site for donations for the family members of the slain Escondido police officer Laura Perez. And when they busted him, they found a whole bunch of stuff in his apartment pertaining to identity theft and fake IDs and stuff. So I'm glad they got his skinky ass off the streets. And to be totally honest with you, just trust me on this, okay? Don't jump to any conclusions that I think that everybody that's caught in crime is involved in gang stalking. But those are actually the kinds of crimes that are involved in gang stalking. Identity theft, insurance fraud, credit card fraud, you name it. You name it, racketeering of all forms, human trafficking, everything. Mortgage co-opting, land co-opting, property co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, You just stolen car rings. You would not believe how many retired cops are involved in this shit too. See, because they know the system. Okay. So, anyways. So what are you doing? So that little skink, he got online and he set up a fake fundraising site pertaining to trying to collect charity money, for the slain officer's family. I mean, you can't get any worse than that shit. It's pretty messed up, man. Well, actually, did you know that I'm going to continue to make these statements because they need to be understood for what they are so people can educate themselves. Hang on. Did you know that perpetrators that perpetrate gang stalking against a targeted individual will take out a life insurance policy and then set them up to be murdered so they can collect on it? That's just one aspect of the insurance fraud that is happening concerning gang stalking targets. So anyways, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, fellow Californians, earlier I talked about how trying to figure out the mathematical equation of a burp. I really did. And check this out. You heard my statements concerning it, about how it would be improbable that I would be able to do it as a result of each burp being different. Now, farts are the same way, but can artificial farts be treated the same way? Yes, because each time I go like this, it's going to be different. So, in closing, my name is Leslie Williams, and what I was beginning to say earlier is that every person needs to be able to go to YouTube, and they need to go to Google, and they need to type in 72-hour grab-and-go survival bags in order to be able to set them, have one for your car, have one for your home, and then after those are made and completed, then go to YouTube and Google and type in how to live in the wilderness, like how to build a lean-to tent, how to build a lean-to shelter, how to build a A-frame shelter, how to camouflage your physical integrity in the woods. Because if shit hits the fan, excuse my language, if shit hits the fan, people need to be able to understand that there are things that go on in this world that are out of their control. Economic situations, poverty, they can be victims of crime. There are many different types of situations that can put a person out on the street. I'm a classic example of it. The little tent you see me making this video in right now, this living situation, was intentionally created by the organized stalking expedition of me. In fact, I got so familiar with their tactics and methods because I've been a target of this crime now for so long, I literally predicted in 9 separate notaries that were made by me before the homelessness was created by them, of me. I literally predicted to a T how they would create the homelessness, and they did it. And when you research that YouTube video, Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on an MTS Bus, and you look in the description of that YouTube video, you'll see that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred in an email file. Because it's attached in the email file was printed, scanned, made into a PDF link, attached inside of a blog, and the blog's URL address is in the description of that YouTube video. And when you go into it, all you gotta do is click on it. Open up the blog, look at the attached PDF link titled Assault 11, click on it, and you'll literally see that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred. I gotta go because I gotta go to the bathroom, and so I had to take care of business. It was nice talking to you today, fellow American citizens. Please go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes the Gang Stalking of Police Officers. And if you know any police officers that you trust in reference to you knowing that they're good people, make sure you share that video with them. That way, and make sure you tell them that they are to share that video or the information in it with other police officers that they trust. Okay? I literally got to because I got to go to the bathroom. Nature's calling. I do appreciate you listening to part of my story. And to the family members, friends, and co-workers of Laura Perez, an Escondido police officer who was murdered by her I think it was her boyfriend or her husband, a domestic violent situation. I want to wish you comfort, and I'm sorry for your loss. Fellow American citizens, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm an organized gang stalking target in La Jolla. But make no mistake about it, I'm also an activist. Have a nice day.